Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the first video on this channel and my name is Yen. I do resell, so I have another channel where I document my reselling journey and thrifting. So if you are interested, check out that channel. But today on this channel, I want to share all things books related, my life, travel vlogs, and probably some wedding content. So if you're interested, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. It would mean so much to me. And today I wanted to share my reading wrap up for the month of January and February. I decided to combine both just because in January I think I only read like 3 books. So I don't usually read a lot. I am starting to read a little bit more and I want to share everything with you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So starting off in January, this first book I read was "'Tis the Season for Revenge" by Morgan Elizabeth, and surprisingly I love this book. I still wanted to read some holiday books in January. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 actually because it was very entertaining throughout and this was a pretty spicy read. I just thought it was perfect for the holidays and it was just a fun read. So I'm just going to read the synopsis on the back for you guys. It says, Abby Keller thought that Richard Benson III would be her forever. In their 4 years of dating, she never doubted that she wouldn't end up with his grandmother's engagement ring on her finger. That is, until he leaves her crying outside her apartment wearing a Halloween costume, so she does what every girl does when she's broken up with. She calls her friends, gets drunk, dyes her hair, and formulates her plan for revenge. It just so happens that the universe supports her efforts and gives her the perfect match to prove her ex that he made a huge mistake. His boss. I love anything revenge. It is pretty short too. This only has like a little under 300 pages. I would definitely recommend you to check out maybe for next winter. And then the next book I read was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and oh my gosh you guys, this is probably one of my favorite books. This was definitely a 5 out of 5 stars for me. It is part of a series, so I hope she comes out with the second book. This one says Anastasia Allen has worked her entire life for a shot at Team USA, a competitive figure skater since she was 5 years old. Stassi comes to win, no exceptions. Nathan Hawkins has never had a problem he couldn't solve. As captain of the Maple Hill Titans, he knows the responsibility of keeping the hockey team on the ice rests on his shoulders. When a misunderstanding results in the two teams sharing a rink and Anastasia's partner gets hurt in the aftermath, Nate finds himself swapping his stick for tights. The pair finds themselves stuck together in more ways than one, but it's fine because Anastasia doesn't even like hockey players, right? I just loved everything about this, and the cover is like stunning. I know some people don't like spicy books, so maybe skip on this one, but I really liked that one. And then the third book I read in January was actually an audiobook, so I listened to that one. This is called The Seat Filler by Soraya Wilson, and honestly I really liked it. That was like the first audiobook that I've read in a while, and I gave that book a 4 star. Super cute book and it was pretty enjoyable, so nothing much to say about that one. So that book was basically about Juliet Nolan. She's like a dog groomer and she volunteers by being a seat filler for her friend, and she ends up sitting next to like someone famous and then they just build a relationship. I thought that was really fun and I just really like the famous like celebrity kind of trope. And then moving on to February, I was very happy because I actually read 5 books in February. I just want to be relatable to you guys out there because it would take me like months to read one book, but I've gotten a lot better and I'm just so excited to start reading books. So I hope that, you know, I can just share a few books that I read every month with you guys. I'm more of a romance girly, so that's basically all that I read, but maybe one day I'll venture out into like fantasy or, you know, something like that. So the first book that I read in February was Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, and I've been seeing this book all over. It was a really good book. I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. A lot of people love this book, which I do understand. Honestly, I think about it all the time, so I feel like it should be a 5 star, but I'm just going to give it a 4.5. I actually went into this book not knowing anything about it besides the fact that it's a sports romance, and I love a sports romance. So this one made me like sob when I cried. I feel like I should give the book a 5 star I don't know. I would definitely recommend you guys to go into the book blindly because I was a little bit confused at first, and then I realized what was going on, and then I love the male lead. So I definitely would recommend you guys to read that book. It's amazing. So since Valentine's Day was around the corner, I picked up these two books and I finished them, so I was really happy. This was the first book that I read. This is called The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, and I really enjoyed this book. The cover gets me every time. I just thought it was a great romance, easy read, and I got through this in a few days. So this was really fast. Basically, it takes place on Valentine's Day. The main character wakes up and she just happens to live Valentine's Day over and over and over again, and the only thing that stays the same is that she meets this guy. So basically it's just like what will happen kind of thing, and I thought it was a really great read. I really like Lynn Painter's writing, so I'm so excited to read Better Than the Movies. I heard that people like that one a little bit more. This one I gave a 4 out of 5. It's not a 5-star read, but it's not bad, and I just thought it was really cute. I loved the ending. It was like a fun, lighthearted book. I got a little emotional, but I don't know if it was because I was on my period. Sometimes I just like reading something that's easy and fun and lighthearted and not too much, so that was perfect. And then this is X's and O's by Amy Lee. I think this is the second book to her influencer series. I'm not sure, but the first book is called Set on You. I didn't read that one yet, but again, I'm kind of curious to read it, but I might not read it just because I didn't really enjoy this one. The cover is stunning. Basically, she's a book influencer and she tries to meet up with her exes because she has an event to go to, but at the same time she lives with Trevor, a firefighter, and so you know, you kind of get what might happen. There were like over 300 pages, and I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. So it's not bad, but honestly, I probably wouldn't even like remember this next month. So I wrote that it was cute, but I did feel like it was dragging a little bit. I don't know, their relationship kind of took a while to build up, and I got bored at some parts, so that's why I gave it a 3. It's not bad, but I probably wouldn't recommend. I was trying to read, you know, very lighthearted and fun books in February, but then I picked up Reminders of Him. I have no idea why. This is by Colleen Hoover. I was trying to read a few books and I was feeling like a book slump was coming my way, so when I read this book it kind of hooked me. At the same time, I listened to this on Audible and I really enjoyed it. So it was a pretty sad book, and surprisingly I don't see a lot of people reading this book. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I've read only a few of her books, but this is probably one of my favorites. I wrote that it was pretty emotional. It made me cry, and I just really liked how she wrapped up the whole book in the end. This one says, after serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna Rowan returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter, but the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. The only person who hasn't closed the door on her completely is Ledger, a local bar owner and one of the few remaining links to Kenna's daughter. But if anyone were to discover how Ledger is slowly becoming an important part of Kenna's life, both would risk losing the trust of everyone important to them. The two form a connection despite the pressure surrounding them, but as their romance grows, so does the risk. Kenna must find a way to absolve the mistakes of her past in order to build a future out of hope and healing. I'm pretty happy that I read another Colleen Hoover book. Let me know if there's like something that you guys think I should read, because of course the first 2 books I read were It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us. I did read November 9th as well. And then the last book that I read in February was actually the fourth book to the Twisted series. So this is Twisted Lies by Anna Huang, and you guys probably have already heard about this book, but I just felt like I needed to complete this series even though I was not really feeling like picking up something like this. This was a pretty thick book as well, and this was over 500 pages, so this is like my first time reading something over 500 pages. This fourth book is about Christian Harper and Stella, and a lot of people love this one, but I think my favorite book would be the second one, Twisted Games, and that's basically about Bridget, and she's like a princess, and I just love all of that. So I'm happy to have finished a series, and honestly really enjoyed it. I love the spice and everything like that. This one was a little bit unexpected. It was pretty good though. I think my least favorite would have to be Twisted Love, just because I feel like it's the first one, so it was very short. Maybe it was like as thick as this, I probably would have enjoyed more. This is my second favorite if I had to pick. I just love like a mysterious man and stuff like that. So this one I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars as well. I loved everything about it, but it did take a while to build a relationship, and you guys, it's 500 pages. I do not regret reading this. I'm excited to pick up her other series, which is The King of Wrath, so I need to read that book. So those were all of the books that I read in January and February. I just thought that since the year just started, I should have January as well. For March, I haven't been that great at reading, but I'm so excited to see what I pick up. Let me know your favorite book that I showed in today's video. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It would really push my channel out there. And also hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already. If you have anything to share, please feel free to put that down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!